A huge number of articles on the internet, movies, and countless YouTube videos are consistently preaching this idea that an Indian monk named Bodhidharma started the martial art tradition of Shaolin. Some of those are even hilarious. But what about history? Encyclopedia Britannica, the most trusted series of books of recorded history, is telling a different story. This article is taken from the online version of Encyclopedia Britannica. Bodhidharma, Buddhist monk who, according to tradition, is credited with establishing the Zen branch of Mahayana Buddhism. The accounts of Bodhidharma's life are largely legendary, and historical sources are practically non-existent. Two very brief contemporary accounts disagree on his age, one claiming that he was 150 years old and the other depicting him as much younger. The nationality, one identifies him as Persian, the other as South Indian. The first biography of Bodhidharma was a brief text written by the Chinese monk Dao Shuyan. Popular belief is Bodhidharma was the prince of Kanjivaram, the third son of King Sugandham of Pallava dynasty. The only problem is, if you check Pallava dynasty's family tree, there is absolutely no mention of King Sugandham. Apart from this, some people are also bringing up new names on social media, but no history at all. There are many different theories on Bodhidharma's arrival. Most people believe that he arrived in China during Northern Wei dynasty. The first person who mentioned Bodhidharma's name is Yang Xuanji, also known as Dao Xuan. He is the author of the book Luyo Yang Chie Lanji, where he wrote, "At that time there was a monk of Western region named Bodhidharma, a Persian Central Asian. He traveled from the wild borderlands to China." The book is still available if anyone wishes to verify. Chan Buddhist believes Bodhidharma meditated in this cave for 9 years straight. They highly respect Bodhidharma as he is believed to be the first patriarch of Chan Buddhism, but that's their traditional religious faith, not history. Popular media often associate Bodhidharma with two systems of Shaolin. First is Luohan Shiba Shou, Arhat 18 hands. They also claim that this is the first system of Shaolin Kung Fu, which later flourished as various systems of Shaolin. Only problem is, Shaolin has always been preserving their official records, which was published by monk cgtn as a series of books named Shaolin Si Wushu by Ke Chuanshu, informally known as Shaolin Encyclopedia. This book contains detailed history of each forms. Luohan Shiba Shao has nothing to do with Indian martial art. Each of its movement is an imitation of different daily life activities. Later on, I have to make a full video to explain each and every movement of Luohan Shiba Shou. And if you are familiar with the routines of South Indian martial arts like Kalaripayattu or Varmakalai, you can see yourself that there is nothing similar with this form. The oldest form of Shaolin Kung Fu is Xiao Hongchuan, small flared fist, also known as Shiba Chuan Mu.
他们演练了少林小红拳，这是少林派的起家拳。
This is known to be the mother of all fist styles. The other system associated with the Bodhidharma myth is a Qigong routine named Yijin. Yijin means muscle changing exercises. However, there is a little problem with this too. There is not one but many versions of Yijin.
易筋经啊，流传到社会中间也有很多版本。少林寺它有少林寺的练法。
The version associated with Bodhidharma is 17th century Taoist, not Buddhist. This is when a Taoist with the pen name Purple Coagulation Man of the Way wrote the Xinhu's Changing Classic in 1624, but claimed to have discovered it. The first of two prefaces of the manual traces the succession from Bodhidharma of the Chinese general Li Jing via a chain of Buddhist saints and martial heroes. The work itself is full of anachronistic mistakes. Even includes a popular character from Chinese fiction, the Churan Ke, bushy-bearded hero as a lineage master. Scholar officials as far back as Qing dynasty have taken note of these mistakes. The scholar Lin Tinkang described the author as an ignorant village master. Even then, the association of Bodhidharma with martial arts only became widespread as a result of the 1904 to 1907 serialization of the novel The Travels of Lao Chan. Most importantly, Yijin has nothing to do with martial art, it was for health benefits. Beside of that, the oldest archaeological evidence of Qigong practice in China is from 2nd century BC Western Han burial site of Mawangdui Han tomb site, which means 700 years before Bodhidharma. Qigong has always been a part of Chinese culture. The myth that Bodhidharma was a martial art practitioner started by this gentleman, Chinese novelist Liu E, the author of Lao Chan Yoji, The Travels of Lao Chan. In this book, there is a mention of an Indian monk named Bodhidharma who is a martial art practitioner, but it is a novel, not a history book. Since then, the story started spreading on popular media. More and more people started adopting it, and over the time, it became famous worldwide. Shaolin Temple was indeed established by an Indian Buddhist monk named Buddhabhadra. But he wasn't a martial artist, he was a Buddhist scholar who translated many Sanskrit texts into Chinese. Because of this Bodhidharma myth, people completely overlooked the real founding fathers of Shaolin martial art tradition, Hui Guang and Shangchou, the first two disciples of Buddhabhadra. Their names are even mentioned in Chinese Buddhist canon, which is known as the Great Storage of Scriptures, Da Zhang Jing. The history of all Shaolin martial art styles are well documented and well preserved. Kung Fu is much older than Shaolin Monastery, and no, Bodhidharma did not invented it. Please stop believing in YouTube videos blindly, not even this one. I already mentioned all the books, verify the history yourself.